Hey, what's up, everybody? At the Level Up Your English Fluency community on Facebook, one of you, specifically AJ Day, asked a fantastic question. He asked, how can we improve our listening comprehension skills? And for me, a sure way that you do not improve your listening comprehension skills is by spending just little time listening to English. Think of it in terms of a ratio. Say that you are spending on average 2 to 3 hours per day just consuming content on the internet or on Netflix or on TV, on the radio, listening to music, whatever. So you have just 2 hours, let's say. And what's the ratio that is in your native language versus the content that is in English? Is it 50-50? Is it 90% your native language, 10% English? For me, if that's the case, then that would indicate that you're not really taking advantage of the opportunity to listen to English throughout the day. So make it at least 50-50. If you ask me, actually, 95% of the content that I consume every day is in English. Only 5% of it is in my native language, Spanish. It's not that I'm avoiding Spanish. It's just that I naturally gravitate towards content that is in English. And this shouldn't be hard because you are just going to tune in to content that you already take an interest in, right? Say that you are a fan of, I don't know, the basketball, right? The NBA. Of course, you're going to try to listen to that and consume that content in English rather than in Spanish or whatever your native language is. So you're getting entertained and your listening comprehension skills are also improving. And that is how you actually do it. You do not do it by constantly making an effort and, just trying hard and, things like that. 80% of the improvement comes from you relaxing and enjoying the process. And you just forget that you are doing this for practice. That's even not the reason why you're doing it. You're consuming entertaining content in English because you find it interesting and entertaining, right? And as a byproduct, you're improving your listening comprehension. It's that ratio, really, if you want to really have a measurement of sorts that would tell you whether or not you are doing enough to improve your listening comprehension. But it's also about getting over that hump. And this is the tricky part, because you're not going to be motivated to listen to as much English as you could if you're not really following or you're not really understanding the content. If you start watching a movie and you have the option to watch it in your native language or in English, if you're only getting like 40% of it if it's in English, maybe you're not going to be motivated to watch it in English and you're going to default back to your native language. So once you actually get over that hump of being able to understand at least 75, 80% of the movie in English, then you're going to be able to actually get the full entertainment aspect of it and increase your listening comprehension skills by just watching that, listening to that. So I can't stress this enough, getting over the hump, which means kind of like moving past that difficult challenge of understanding more than 60-70%. I'm not exactly sure what the percentage would be, but your listening comprehension is already good enough that would allow you to understand most of the content in English and being able to know, what's going on in a movie or in any kind of media in English. And if you're not there yet, one thing that you need to have is patience. And I'm telling you, be patient with yourself, because eventually, and a lot sooner than you think, you're not even going to notice it, by the way. You're going to start, comprehending most of, the content that you're consuming in English. And again, you're not going to notice it as it's happening. You're just going to maybe look back a couple of months ago or a couple of weeks ago and you see, oh, before actually I couldn't understand this, but now all of a sudden I feel like I'm following it, right? And so just be patient. And also on parallel, if you're doing all of this, you have to keep working on your vocabulary, because obviously you're not going to understand words that you just don't know. So ideally, as you make these changes in your daily routine in order to make room for more English exposure, you're going to be learning more vocabulary in a passive way, just by listening, but also in an active way, and that is up to you what you're doing in order to grow your vocabulary. Besides vocabulary, it also helps to train your pronunciation, specifically connected speech. And connected speech is the way that native English speakers cut, reduce, morph words. You know, you're not going to say, hey, how are you doing? It would probably be something like, how are you doing? What are you doing? What are you talking about? You know, it's this way that native English speakers and fluent English speakers connect, cut, reduce their words. So when you make that shift of expecting something to sound as if, hey, what are you doing? And you make that shift and you actually expect something like, what are you doing? Then you open your perception to understanding English as it's actually spoken. And the last tip I would give you is think about what kind of focused practice and focused training you can do to improve your listening comprehension. A great way that I found that really works with my students is take a 31-minute max clip on YouTube or on Netflix. Take that and watch that without subtitles or without a transcript, right? Because sometimes you can have the transcript of a certain clip or whatever. You can have the transcript rather than the subtitle. It's the same thing anyway. The second time you watch it, but you follow the subtitles or the transcript, right? And so in this step also, if there are any words that you don't know, look them up, get their meaning so that you understand them, especially if they are key for the meaning. And in the third step, you just watch that clip again, but this time with no subtitles or no transcript, and you're going to notice that you understand a lot more than, you know, the level of comprehension you had in the first step, the first time that you watched that clip without the subtitles, without the aid, the assistance of the subtitles. So I hope that that was useful. And a question for you, what is the ratio of content you consume that is in your native language versus that it's in English? Let me know that down in the comments. And also, do you have any other tricks or practices that you do in order to improve your listening comprehension skills? I'd love to hear about those too. And also, if you're not in this awesome English fluency community called Level Up Your English Fluency, it's a group on Facebook. What are you waiting for? Go there and join and be part of the conversation. See you next time.